Three, two, one. How's it going, guys? Ranger Squid here, coming at you with the very first episode of the 2019 album rankings for my own personal enjoyment. These episodes will be covering my overall favorites of all the albums I've listened to this year, starting from the least favorite in this video to the number 1 and number 2 ranked favorite videos. Now, to give a little bit of secrets, we have two different albums right here. One here and one here. One of them is my number 1 and one of them is my number 2. I will not spoil which one is which, and I will not show you anything about the address or where they came from. I can say that one is from North America and one is from Europe. That's all I'm going to say. Anyone in the comments, you may guess if you want. But continuing on, let's cover some things first in this video. And I'm going to cover this in every single video. Number 1, these are my opinions. Everyone has different opinions. Please do not be upset when I rank something lower than you enjoyed it. The fact that I include it in the rankings means more than you actually think. And I actually liked it enough to include it in my list. Second, this will not be covered in every single video. Let me go over how I intend to rank these and what I plan to rank each label on. The length, including intro and outro songs, those are the biggest things. Personal enjoyment, just like overall how many times if I actually listen to it on repeat. The first time I listened, did I really enjoy it the first time I came around to it? Or was I just not a big fan of it and it grew on me with second time listen and so on and so forth? And do I still enjoy it to this day? And growth of the band if I've personally listened to them. Some of these bands, I'll just name one, for example, Slipknot. I have been listening to since 2008, so I have been an avid listener of them for a very long time. So, anyway, now that all of this is figured out, oh, I'm sorry, there's one more thing. If it's a brand new band, how much did they catch me with their first album that I've listened to them? A lot of these albums are going to be albums I've listened to a band for the first time with. Some in this specific ranking video, and a lot more in the early ranks. Maybe. I don't know yet. You gotta find out. Now that all this is figured out, let us begin the rankings. First up, an honorable mention. First off, let me switch the scene, because I completely forgot about that for a second. First off, an honorable mention in Issues Beautiful Oblivion. Overall, just straight up, it's not my style. It just really isn't. Major respect for the band for getting such a following over the years, but I don't enjoy this style of a band. There wasn't anything really bad about the album. I was jamming along musically. I always find a beat whenever it comes to music, because I did music for 8 years during high school, during elementary and middle and high school. I felt the length was good, and that the singles were okay. I won't be looking at Issues in the future, but I will at least try them the next time they release anything for singles and or albums. To be honest, this video will probably be a little bit smaller, because some of the few albums in the lower ranks will be in these lower ranks will be quick and simple to talk about. However, that's going to be completely wrong, because we have to talk about an album of a band that I really, really enjoyed up until this album. Being as an Ocean is my rank number 45 with their Proxy and a Nemo Story. Now, this is a band I saw live at Warped Tour back in 2017. I previously enjoyed a lot. I've really enjoyed their live performance. I've enjoyed a lot of their songs, a lot of their albums. I found their last album decent, and now looking at it, I could tell it was a transitioning album. However, this album I did not enjoy whatsoever. Not even the singles really caught me on, and some people really do enjoy the singles, even if they don't like the album as a whole. Musically, it's a good concept album that I found interesting, but in terms of personal enjoyment, I'm not pleased with it, and I'm not going to be looking forward to the next album, but I will try it out the next time that they release something. However, it probably won't be something I enjoy in the future. And coming next with rank number 44 is Northlane's Alien. When the single Bloodline came out, I was really interested in this album. I thought it was a good song. I thought it was kind of a standard metalcore song, but in a unique way that Northlane does it, really. Because I listened to a couple of the Northlane songs in the last couple of years. Not so much the albums, but I listened to a couple singles. And I'm like, yeah, this is Northlane. Really alternative metal, heavy metal kind of area-ish. Once the album dropped, I realized that Northlane is not the band for me. It's... I don't know how to describe the band, and I don't know how to describe how I feel about it. It just turned me off of it. And yeah, it's just, they're not for me. I'm sorry. It's nothing bad against the band itself. Respect for them for being on for this long. And yes, Northlane. It just really isn't my style, Jenny. I'm sorry. It just isn't my style. By the way, this is being live streamed on Twitch, so... Hey there. Real quick pause in the video itself. This is Ranger Squid post-editing. What I just said was a complete lie. The chat decided that we are going to do all the way until rank 20, so there are no more streams that you can catch at this moment. However, the entire video itself is going to be in one section on Twitch, but I would prefer if you just watch all these videos because this is the short down version, the edited version. Anyway, please continue watching, and thank you for understanding this little quick interruption into the video itself. If you aren't here when I post this on YouTube, you should 1000% be here for when I stream the next section of videos. There's going to be about 2 or 3 in this stream, and then the next one will cover another 2 or 3. So coming in at number 43 now, we have Motionless in White's Disguise. Now, a lot of people are probably already unfollowing me, unsubscribing from me, but reporting this video for being a complete bullshit pack of lies. And everything about it. I'm just going to get a lot of people mad with this one. But here's the thing. Respect for them for getting such a big following. But again, this band isn't for me. I actually enjoyed a few of the songs off the album. But not many. And by that, I mean like two or 3 songs off the album. Like, I actually am willing to put onto my favorites playlist. I have a huge playlist growing. And I won't be probably seeking them out on Spotify. It's just not my style. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Marilyn Manson, and I still enjoy Marilyn Manson himself. And same with Slipknot. It's the same kind of like that weird, creepy metal vibe, per se. And Jenny, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So that's all. I'm sorry if you absolutely love Motionless in White. I respect you. Respect your opinion. Just for me, it's not for me. But the fact that it still made my list versus a few albums that I had cut off near the end, that's saying something. Next year, I'm going to have 100 because Alan Harrington is very adamant about me having 100 albums on my list for 2020. So, coming in at 42 is actually probably my least favorite album in this entire group. And actually, I tried to enjoy it, but I could not. Like, even more so than Issues. Issues was a little bit better than Sleeping with Sirens, How It Feels to Be Lost. I've heard of Sleeping with Sirens before. I've listened to them a little bit, but never really gave them much thought. And I listened to the album, and despite my enjoyment of post-hardcore itself, I just felt like I listened to Crown the Empire's album, I think it was called Sun Sky. Yeah, Sun Sky. All over again with a little bit higher pitched vocalist. That's really all I heard from this. And it was nothing new to me. It sounded like metal with a high-pitched vocalist. That's really it. And it's just... I don't know. I can't get into it. I'm a little disappointed. Everyone hyped up Sleeping with Sirens for being heavy again, and then I'm saying that like their most popular single off this album sucks. Like nothing good about this album actually is good. And I love post-hardcore. Like Emery is probably one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite band of all time. Maybe Rise Against beats them by a little margin. Could have listened to them longer, but Emery's right freaking up there. So just saying. Next, at rank 41, with a bit of a pun at this rank, is Sum 41's Order in Decline. I have been enjoying this band for about 10 years now. And stemming from my enjoyment of Green Day, Rise Against, and various other punk bands, basically. And when it comes to this album, it had some okay singles. It had some good, okay singles. Like the EP itself, the 4 songs they released, were good overall, accepting of like what the album was going to be. But then the rest of the album just sounded like a punk rock album. Nothing really good. Like it was just the same old everything. Nothing was creative about it. Nothing was just, the theme was just the same old. Nothing was original. Nothing was like, I don't know. I just felt that there should have been something more creative. But then again, this band's been around since 2000 and they've been around for 19 years. And I don't know. I guess they're just running out of creativity at this point. I feel like they should just like be done with making music, but that's just me. Whatever. For the last rank for this video will be number 40, Diamond Construct's debut album, Diamond Construct. Now this is a band that Alan Harrington, thank you, found for me, and it has a decent few beginning songs itself, with Animus, with a couple like the first like 3 or 4 songs, but I don't think this is my style of metalcore that they bring along, or heavier metal that they try to bring out. I will still most definitely look into the growth of this band specifically, but overall, I am not a big fan of the sounds. Maybe in the future they change up their sound a little bit to where I really start to like it. It's on the heavier side. Animus, Dreamcatcher, and Animus, Dreamcatcher, and Submerged. I actually really liked. I really liked those 3. Also, Plague Terrorist was pretty decent, but Paradox and the rest of the album, I just wasn't the biggest of fans. It starts off nice and heavy, and it keeps you going the whole time. I expect that their next album will be even better, and they'll be higher up on my list than rank 40. Although I'll have a lot of contestants in 2021, maybe, or 2020, that they'll be releasing stuff. So, and that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we'll be covering ranks 39 to 35, and be sure to check that out so that you can figure out eventually what my number 1 is. I will give you one hint. Please remember to buy flowers for when you get to my top 10 with 11 and 12 in there too, top 10 video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.